I'm just waiting for the music to load. Maybe. Where are you going to work? So, the Night Questor today. And the music. Sweet. Okay. And the squeaky chair. I hope everyone's had a good Saturday. So, the Night Questor. Going to have the same paint scheme. This time adding a torch and flesh. Fun. Because I have to do those, I am going to start with a little bit of pale sand. All right. Alright, what's going on? Okay. Once I do the hair, I'm not going to want to use anything on the face, so hitting that first, and then I'll do the hair afterwards. And I'm not going to try to paint an amazing face. I'm going to do probably a second coat of pale sand and follow it up with some Crusader skin. And then maybe a highlight. And I'm also going to hit the torch with the pale sand so that when I do the yellows, it's not as dark. Still trying to reposition, get comfortable. So, a little bit of shifting. Hello! How are you today, Mustache? Focus. No? So far. Aww. Well, at least it's only 2 days, right? Come on. Focus. It's white and black. It doesn't want to focus. Come on. Please? I'm doing alright. I just did a pale sand layer on the torch and the face, so that when I get back to painting it, it's not going to be so hard to brighten up. Still trying to get comfortable. Chair moved and all that stuff, and I haven't had any tea yet, so there's always that. But he is. I'm looking forward to painting him. So yeah, I'm gonna start with some glorious gold. Hit all of those inner areas that are not the face. Ooh. But yeah. I had a decent day. I went to the game shop, and other than some soda, I didn't buy anything. I played a game of 40k. My Imperial Knights went up against the Guard, and he had a Baneblade and a Shadow Sword, or whatever. The one with the volcano cannon. And, yeah, it was, I took a really early lead with my secondaries, and, by the end of turn 2, I had lost 1,700 points of my army. So I managed to hold out, and at the end of turn 5, the Imperial Guard won 55-50. So it was a very close game, and I only had one model left. So that was pretty cool. Horde. Yes. He had 2 Baneblades, well, 1 Baneblade and a variant, 2 Leman Russes, and some Krieg. Oh, and Leontis. And I think there might have been a Creed floating around, but there were not very many models on his side. And, I only had 1 left at the end of the game, because I tucked it behind cover and tried to hold out as long as I could. So it was a good game, though. That is the second game of Knights versus something in just over 2 weeks, and both players had a great time both times, which is always nice. But it also was a very close game both times. So. Yeah. Like I said before, it's perfectly fine to collect a whole bunch of stuff so long as you can actually afford it. I still consider collecting a huge portion of the hobby. So, I do think that I do think you need to keep it to the primary armies until you've collected what you want for them, though. Yeah, exactly. But having an idea lined up for what the next big purchase might be is fun. Hello, Pumpkin Pie Samurai. Uh, I've got plenty of stuff to paint myself. I have a whole wall of opportunity. So what kind of AOS and 40k minis? What are your armies? I'm sure it is. How are you, Philip? So at least a Space Marine force, if not more. That's good to know. Well, I guess that could also be Custodes. I have to say that I tried not to forget what I have, but sometimes I don't always know what I have because of swap meets. Like, I didn't know I had Battletech models until I was talking through it. And now I want to play it. But I can't do that until I'm done painting this army. Well, the Skaventide box. So 2 armies. Because if you're gonna paint one half, might as well paint the other, right? Okay, yeah, that's a decent selection. Yeah, I think that's slightly more armies than I have for 40k. I don't have quite as many Space Marine forces, but so I don't have Flesh Eater Courts or Ossiarch Bone Reapers, but I do have Disciples of Tzeentch to go with the other 3. So So it looks like you have one more of each of the armies. Well, one more AOS and one more 40k. And then it's just a matter of how many models per army do we have. But okay. So I understand that. I enjoy kit bashing models as well. So having a whole bunch of different pieces laying around is always fun. The biggest thing about painting is it's just paint. If you don't like the paint scheme, you can always strip it off or paint right over it. If you're not sure if you'll like the paint scheme, you won't know until you try it, so might as well try it. And a model is never truly done until you've decided that it's done. So you can do a few coats and go, that can sit in the corner now with a little bit of paint on it. There is a joy to making them colorful. Well, Pumpkin said Sigmarines, Orcs, Skaven, and I said the same, but without the Flesh Eater and Ossiarch, I have the Disciples. So. Okay. Yeah. It's a good amount of forces. You know, I don't try to paint to the box either. Like, they look cool. Do I want to actually put that much time into it? And do I want it to look exactly the same? Like, certain parts of... How do I want to say it? Some of the fun is to find the color scheme that works for you. I mean, you see what, 2 Night Questors so far? And they don't have inner gold with the outer armor being red copper, right? Like, I haven't seen any Stormcast Eternals with this color scheme before. Be funny if there were, but it's the color scheme I chose because this is the way I want to paint them. So, alright, I think that's it for the gold. And I mean, they hire professional painters to paint those box arts. Or just get better at painting. There's too much joy in painting and having something that you've done yourself that it might not be perfect, but it's fun. Here's the red copper. Yep. Until you start painting, you can't get better at it, but once you start, you can continue to get better at it. I don't know how much you have painted, but pretty much, I'd say anything other than your first, say, half a dozen minis, totally free to paint over them anytime you feel like. Your first half dozen or so, you want to keep around as references. I still have my first couple of minis sitting in the case with all of the newest stuff. They were 3 Spinefist Termagants and 3 Devourer Termagants. First 6 minis I ever painted. But yeah, it's really cool to just sit down and paint and see what happens. Like, I've been painting these with several different techniques. I mean, I'm using washes, I'm using some contrast. I highlight a little bit here and there. I'm not being overly careful with the layer right now because I'm just doing the first base layers. And I can always touch up the details that I make a mistake on. And then there are some details on these that you're probably not ever going to even see, but if you can get the paintbrush in there, might as well put some paint there. This is the Fanatics line. Metallic, red copper. This is just a regular acrylic. I have it watered down a little bit. Thanks, have a good one, Pumpkin. Now, I will say that these Warpaint Fanatic metallics, some of the best metallics I've ever used. They go on so well. I will definitely be getting more of them. So have you been working on anything today? Mustache, I know the models didn't come today, but did you work on anything else? Did you paint anything? Yeah, I can understand getting models every month being a interesting thing. If they pile up, they can be daunting if you're not careful. Or maybe careful, not the right word. It can sneak up on you. And the people who are the slowest painters are the ones that never paint anything. So... I don't think I've painted a shield yet. Am I gonna do the shields specially? Because... Oh, that's cool. It's always extremely good when you have time to spend with family. Oh, that must not have been fun. Oof. Sounds like good times. Yep. It seems more clumsy than malicious, at least. Yeah. Fair, fair. Okay. Let's see. I need to get... Well, I forgot to do the gold in the front, so I should do that. Okay, now there's the gold. So was this one of the ones that I said I'm not going to be able to paint easily? Hopefully I can pop it off and get better painting on it. Because I know the shield should be... Or no, was this the one that the shield goes all the way through? I don't remember. I'll just try to paint as carefully as I can. I don't want to ruin the model. Okay. So, should I do the emerald for the cloak? Because I've been doing this, the sheath, as emerald, but probably be easier to change that color than the cloak. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of purple on him. But since this is going to be purple, and that's going to be purple, I could just do that purple. Yeah, I'm going to do the emerald for the cloak and purple for the parts that I would normally do emerald. Really kicking, yeah, huh? Hello, sleep well. Alright. It looks like I'm going to have to change my water about weekly at this rate. A lot of emerald. I'm running out of safe places to touch the model. And then I drop it. Yay. Okay. Ooh, I have some red that I haven't... Well, the red copper I haven't hit in spots. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have more layers of touch up on this. Alright, let's go into some more detail. Oof. So the sheath goes behind the cloak. How am I supposed to get that? Okay. That'll be fun. Okay. Hello! It's... I'm doing pretty good. Trying to get some paint underneath all of the other model part. I can understand why some people just paint the things that are more noticeable and don't try to do all of the details underneath. Because sometimes it's really, really hard. Yeah, and then I was saying how I got a game of my Imperial Knights versus Astra Militarum today at the shop, and it was a very close game, even though at the end of turn 2, I had already lost 1,700 points of my knights. I ended up losing by 5 points. It was 55 to 50. But that's what happens when the Imperial Guard player brings 2 Baneblade variants versus Knights. They go poof quite rapidly. Especially when you can't make a 3-up or a 4-up save. Or any 5-ups. Yep. Yeah, one of the two had a weapon that did 12 damage apiece. That was pretty wild. Oh no, my dice rolls are just that bad. Okay, lay down right there for a minute. Dave. The volcano cannon thing was named Dave. Okay. Okay. So while I'm letting that dry for a minute, I'm gonna have some tea and try to figure out what the next color I can do down on these. So I definitely need to do the browns and the purple. I guess I could do the inner part, the fabric part of the skirting. That should be emerald as well, right? Yeah. uh... oh. Yes. Trying to paint the emerald around the gold. And the less touch-ups I have to do, the better. So... but I did just mess up pretty big right here, so... yep. Thought I had the paintbrush just about a 1/16 of an inch further out than I actually did. So I'll have to hit right here again with the gold. It's not too noticeable, but it's there. I need to fix it. Alright. Can I get him? Yep, okay. How am I supposed to get that part, though? Ah. Here we go. It's one of those puzzle cubes. Which direction do you hold it to get that next bit through? Okay. Okay. There we go. Whew. Okay. Whew. Okay. Let's see. I should probably do the second coat of pale sand. So, continuing the Battletech topic, I looked on one of the websites that gives battle values. What are the normal game point things? Because based on what I was looking at, most of my stuff's in the 2,000 to 3,000 range. And the thing I read said something about games at 5,000. And that seemed kind of like I'd have 2 mechs in a game. So that might just be me not understanding fully if like the 5,000 isn't actually what you play at, or I'm reading it wrong, or I just have really big things. I don't know. It's possible that most of mine are... I mean, thought they said that they were mostly like mediums or whatever. But I don't know. I just trying to learn more. And the game shop does not have any. So okay. Okay. It's like a pickup game, like when I play a 2,000 point game of 40k. I'm guessing 5,000 would be like a skirmish kind of thing, where it's just I don't know, maybe like a kill team game? I'm not exactly sure. Still looking into it. But But yeah, what was the name of that website? I'm gonna try to use my browser. Let's see. Since I'm sitting here. Master unit list? Okay, yeah, the maintaining is more of a crusade game where it's role play. But like the battle values that were listed on the master unit list website was putting them in the... Let's see if it's saved. Probably not. Right. Is it normal to have battle values in the 2,000 to 3,000 range? Per Mac. Because, like, if I put in the Mauler, which looked like the biggest one that I had, but okay, they're only showing as 1,400. But then if I put in, like... Oh, of course. Too many things on the website at once. Yep, Come on. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I was just looking at them, and some of them were like 2,800 or something like that. Is that normal? Like, are there really that many? I don't know. I don't remember which one offhand was so expensive. But anyway. Okay. I was thinking, what was it? Uh, I think I was looking at the 1.5? Anyway, again, still learning. By the time I get Skaventide built up, I'll know all sorts of stuff about BattleTech. Oh, did I say in 2 weeks I have a game at the shop planned? I'm going to play my Skaven against the Blades of Corn. It'll be my first Age of Sigmar game ever. Since everything's built, whether or not I get painted everything, it's going to be available for the game. So, 2,000 points. Wish me luck. My Skaven don't care. And I just got distracted. Which one's my metallics? This is my metallics. Okay. Alright, so... yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna alternate between the Skaven and the Stormcast, so... yeah, I could actually see the metal flake particles in it. But yeah, it's 2 weeks away, and I'm not going to focus down all... oh, hi. How's it going? I am not going to just focus on the Skaven. I'm still going to alternate between each one. Even though I do have that game planned. So... but they're all built, so my opponent's okay with partially painted and partially built... well, partially painted and partially not fully built models. So... so I'm looking forward to that. I'll take a lot of pictures. I'm not going to do any recordings at the shop, but I will take a lot of pictures. So I'm looking forward to that. It's about time I start playing this game that I have forces for, huh? Sweet! Did you go Venom or Zoan? Sweet. I built all of my kit as the Venom Thropes, and then I took the extra bits and the tails from Warriors and built out my Zoanthropes that way, using little, what was it? The little adrenal glands, I think, as the front torso pit. The only thing is they don't have the smoke plumes on the back. And I'm okay with that, because Zoanthropes have had 4 different looks over the years, and it kind of makes them look more like the second metal version, I think. Might be the first metal version. No. It went from the multi-legged weird thing to a very thin look. But just, it was fun to kit bash them. I know some people suggest kit bashing the opposite direction because the cloud that you can, that the Zoanthrope, the Venom Thropes would have. But it's been years since I kit bashed those. Oh yeah. They really are a cool model too. One of these days I'll actually paint them up. One of the projects that I'm gonna do once I've gotten through all of Skaventide, I think I'm gonna just do like a all-day paint session for Tyranids. Just see how many I can paint up in a day. Yeah. Well, once I get this purple done, I'm okay with taking a moment and standing up, stretching, and bringing over my models, my Tyranids. Do a little bit of show and tell while I'm waiting for some paint to dry. Yeah, that was the Doom of Melantai. How am I supposed to paint this with a cloak right here? Ah. Like, I don't even have it on a base and I can barely see what's in here. Yeah, when I originally started collecting Tyranids, I had Ymgarl Gene Stealers, and I had just over 500 points of Tyranids in my whole collection. And then they released the new edition, and the Ymgarls went away, and I had 320 points of Tyranids. So that was a hit to my collection. I was like, I can finally play a 500 point game. Oh, nope, nope. Good times. Yeah, I think it was going between 5th and 6th edition. Or it might have been 6th to 7th. I don't remember exactly when they did that. I did not buy a lot of models back in the day. That's mostly a new thing. Okay, I need to get a little bit more of this from this angle. Alright. It's not perfect, but when you're this far away, you're not going to see it. But yeah, I don't remember exactly when the Ymgarl Gene Stealers went away, but I had a whole 500 points of Tyranids back then. Okay. Yeah, the books are really fun. The newer ones don't have as much lore, which is sad. They have better pictures, but they don't have as much story in them. Anyway, I'm going to take a moment and go get some of my Tyranid models to show off while that's drying. It's been an hour and a half, and I don't even have all of the base colors down. Okay. Okay. Did the music... No, I'm between, right? So, here's some of my zoanthropes. But yeah, this is actually a warrior's tail stuck into one of the old little things from 4th edition. And these are actually Gene Stealer arms cut down a little bit. And then this piece is the toxin sac, I think, for the larger monsters. But since the head and back are pieces that you have extra, I just built them like that. And then the Venomthropes actually stand lower. They're actually lower than the Zoanthropes. So no one can tell me, oh, well, their spikes aren't there. But this is what their coils look like. I think I have one knocked off of that one. But, well, yeah. I just kit bashed my own zoanthropes from the remnants. I don't think that they look horrible without having the vents. So. But yeah. I mean, they're slightly larger than the ones that the Venomthrope gets, but yeah, see? Like, they still look good. And they're plenty tall enough, so no one's gonna tell me I'm modeling to advantage. So. And at one point, like, a long time ago, the head and back panels of the Zoanthropes, these two pieces were like $6 for 3 on eBay. And so I bought some extras, and then I just had to get some warrior tails. But some of my zoanthropes only cost like $4 a piece to build. And then my flying hive tyrant. This was before I changed the flesh to the second flesh tone that I followed, and now I'm on my third. But yeah, the skin tone I did on this was a bunch of dry brushes, and I went from that to a speckling pattern for a few years, and now I do the dry brushes followed by a wash. Well, not wash, the contrast paints. So, and then if you look, I made sure there was some blood spatter on the swords. And I magnetized the arms that are on it, but I never got around to magnetizing any of the other weapons to go in there. But yeah, this is painted from 2015. I painted this guy in 2015. Oh, the blues on here? No. Let me find it for a second. In a second. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Are you ready for this? The color that this is? I was using apple barrel paints for all of this. So all of this was different colors of apple barrel. I mean, okay, so it took, let's see if I can get this to focus. It's a little dusty, but if it'll focus, you'll see I have the pure black, one layer that goes down a little bit, a second one, the one that looks blue, and then the brighter end highlight. So it has 5 layers of feathering on that. Come on. Get your arm back on. But then from this, this is the modern iteration. So this is what my Tyranids look like now. And then, just for the funny, these Hormagaunts, let's see if I can get the lighting to work. Color's not coming through properly. These are actually purple. Let's see. That's a little bit better. So, these Hormagaunts are actually termagants from Leviathan. These are actually the termagants without the weapon arms. I just swapped them out for Hormagaunt claws, and then used the little spike things to cover their shoulder areas. So, if you can get a whole bunch of Termagant bodies for cheap, like through the Space Marine board game, and a bunch of the Hormagaunt claws for cheap, you too can have a whole bunch of Hormagaunts instead of Termagants. So, oh, I got one better for that. I actually have a Starship Troopers board game. One day I'll actually get these finished painting. But I have these and 3 of the hoppers. Well, I have a bunch of these and 3 of the hoppers. So, they're a little bit bigger. But yeah. Again, it's fun to have random things. Cool models to paint. Okay. So, the Starship Troopers game has been discontinued for like 15 years now. So, when I find them, I gotta take advantage of it and grab them. So, but yeah, I'll do a video on that eventually too. A lot of video ideas, only so many hours in a day. So, let's see. I have to do the brown, I have to do the silver, I have to do the flame and the face. I need to do the shield. Let's see. So I'm going to do... You know, there were several more films, and if you take them at face value of what they are, they're not bad. They're not good at all, but they're not bad. I mean, the movie is 27 years old? I think. So the game's not even that old. And I am just cheating with the Crusader skin. It was something like that. I have. Again, I think the movies were totally within reason of what was meant for that. Like, they're so out there, but they were still decent movies. Yeah, I was watching 0 to 40K a few weeks ago, and he was mentioning grokking something, and I was like, I know what that means. I grok your grok. No, like, reading Starship Troopers, totally different than the movie. They're both really good. I mean, there is something to be said about that. But it would be fun to just be able to yell out a story idea, 3 sentences, and go with it and make money on it. If only writing were that easy. In high school, I was part of the mathematics club, and one of the things we did was go to other schools and compete on the weekends. And one of the questions asked on one of the trivia was how many years since the first manned spaceflight to Mars was the book taking place. So I borrowed it from the library to read it, and it was in, the third sentence of the book. So I decided to read the whole thing. It was a good book. That's fair. That is very funny. Yeah. Yeah. No, just so many cool things about movies like that. And, yeah. That's funny. No, he actually has metallic prosthetics, right? That's why he's Ironside. Yeah, what was it? I saw something about. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about hiring people who don't require as much CGI, right? Alright, let's see. Yeah. Oh, I keep going. Chair's not as comfortable today. I don't know why. I still haven't decided what color I'm going to make his hair. So this is just a temporary color right here. Probably have to hit it again later. Okay. Saw a few areas where I need to wait, what? What's going on? This is the Knight Questor. And I suppose I could go with blonde. Or at least an attempt. All right. So currently, and I still have the shield to paint. So, yeah. And I should probably do a wash more than just the Reichland flesh shade on the cloak. I don't think that alone is going to be enough. It could, but... Alright. I think I got everything I need to from the inside, so... Now I have a place to hold again. Alright, let's see. Blonde. So... If I'm going blonde, I should probably start with a brown. Yeah, I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing with it. If I want to do... Since I have 3 metallics, I might do gold, silver, and red copper on here. I'll see how I'm feeling about it. Alright. And while that is drying, come on, does not like that. Okay, while the brown is drying, I can figure out I'll move up to desert yellow as the next color. Or no, better yet, gold brown. Or do I want to go with yellow ochre or golden yellow? Those might go together? I don't know. Let's find out. That is coming out green. Didn't shake it enough, I guess. Now, sometime I'm gonna get one of those mixers. One of these days. So the brown was there just to knock it from black. So this can also be a full coverage. And then I'll use the other two to highlight. How do I want to do that? Alright, I need... this brush. And a tiny bit of... no, not black. Where is the color I want? I guess black gray. Now I'm just using all the colors. So this is a dry brush of black gray. And that was it. That was what I needed that brush for. This might be a little bit much. I needed to shake this one up. It wasn't even shaking the mixing ball inside. So this might be a little bit too intense, but Yep, sometimes you need to give it a good shake. Alright, so. Oh yeah, keep forgetting. Torch. So usually you use a dry brush to make things brighter as the highlight. I just did a black gray dry brush to make soot. Again, why? Because I could. And I'd say that's a decent result. Hey look, more shaking. Ha ha ha. Alright. Okay. So for this one, I want to be a little bit more selective where it goes. Now remember, I'm doing an all-over Reichland flesh shade at the end. So... I might not do it on the torch, but the rest of it. Okay, so the golden yellow is extremely bright, so I'm going to take a tiny bit of the yellow ochre and mix it in. think this is too thick of a brush for this detail too, but okay. This brush is getting to a point where it doesn't do anything anymore. Okay. Is it time? Yeah. Let's do the sword and the shield. Okay. So if I'm going with all 3 metals on this, I know I want to do the glorious gold on the lightning. So I think I will do the red copper. Let's see if I can... I don't know, because it's black. If it'll even show up, maybe. Alright. Let's see if I can hold that in point. So, I'm going to do the lightning in gold. I'm going to do a red copper shield behind it. And then I'll do a silver trim. That's what I'm going to try to do. I say try. I think it might be easier to do the red copper over everything on the inside and then do the gold on top of it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'll do Sigmar's face in silver as well. Again, after the fact. We'll see how that works. I'm just not sure how long I'm supposed to leave it to dry in between. Honestly, for 2 colors, this is a really nice torch. Or 2 layers of paint, I guess. No? Okay. Well, I might as well get silver on the other areas that I need silver. Mustache, stop it. Not only that, but late medieval is plate. You should go for like the 1200s and go for a whole bunch of mail. Hauberks look cooler. Also, I know there's a skull down there, and that thing that he's standing on, that's part of the basing. Exactly. Okay. Hello, Stormcast. The only thing is, your Famir and elves are not going to be as happy if you're working on that. Just like my Tyranids are okay that the Skaven are getting attention. But I will have to work on them after this. At least a small project. I mean, is that a reason to be jealous, or a reason to also collect? And play and paint and have your own armies? Fair. I mean, I have a fairly large collection between Age of Sigmar and 40k, but I still have nowhere near what people like Mini Wargaming have. So, at some point, it's not a matter of having the largest collection, it's just having fun with what you have. And dreaming of things that you can get afterwards. Yeah. $14,000 points of painted Tyranids is the dream. And actually, for my Imperial Knights, I don't even think I have 4,000 points right now, so... Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally. When I did the, I mean... The friend I did the Star Wars Legion with did eventually purchase his own force after playing. And then he's built 2 models of it. When I played the Space Marine board game, I had to build all of those. That's so fluid, it's going all over the place. I'll fix it. But having... I mean, that's why I did the Space Marines the way I did. Having 2 different Space Marine forces made more sense than having one huge force, because I could have different playstyles and color options to paint. So... Okay. I love my Tyranids. I have consistently tried to get AdMech to 1,000 points and failed, because things just keep going down in points. Between the 2 Space Marine armies, I have about 12,000 points. My Tyranids are a little under 12,000 points. My Eldari are a little over 4,000 points, somewhere in that area. And my Dark Eldar are over the 1,000-point limit now, but not at 2,000 points yet. My custodies are still not built. I primed them in sub-assemblies and haven't painted anything about them. Yeah, my AdMech have been collected for years. Half of the... what was the box? Forgebane? So I had the AdMech from Forgebane, the AdMech from the original Kill Team release, and 2 different Christmas box sets that were not the one with Call. And I still don't have 1,000 points. Or something like that. It's crazy how many AdMech models I have and not have 1,000 points of them. Okay. Okay, Sigmar. I'm gonna try. Okay. Yeah, AdMech should have been the Kasserkin, you know, the advanced infantry option, not the weaker. swarm of horde bodies that they became. Okay. Now for the gold. Okay. Steady hands. Let's see. So, the Liberators that have shields are not getting this much detail. I'll do the copper and the silver, but I'm not going to do the Sigmar or the gold. Pretty sure. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm not there yet. Okay. All right. So, he has a gem, doesn't he? Okay, let's do that. Come on. Alright. Okay. I got paint on everything. And I'm going to let it all dry until tomorrow. And then I'll do the Reichland Fleshshade. But I'm not going to try to put it on... Oh, I got a couple of spots I have to fix up. Let's fix them up. I am not going to put the wash on it right now. I'm going to let it dry and set so that it doesn't wash all over the place. But that means that there will be another model done at the start of the next stream. But he is done, except for the wash. So, huzzah, a 3-hour character. And I think I've cleaned up all of this. Alright. But yeah. We'll do the wash first thing next stream. And move on to the Warplock Engineer. This is going pretty good. I mean, that's model number 9. I'm not going to consider it complete until tomorrow, but I mean, if you think about it, so I normally do them at 7 Eastern. I might try to do an earlier day one. We'll see how the day goes. Worst case scenario, 7 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, Warplock Giselle tomorrow. And he's getting his wash. I'm gonna go make myself another cup of tea. So I hope everyone enjoyed. And until the next time, I hope you find your bit of bleh. I can't even say that. I'm dehydrated. Your bit of bliss. Yes, yes. Yep. I definitely need to drink some more water. Good night, everyone.